Interactive wooden art is where craftsmanship meets curiosity. It's where the static becomes dynamic. Where something you would normally observe from a distance suddenly invites you to reach out, touch, slide, spin, twist, or listen. Unlike traditional sculptures or paintings, interactive wooden art isn't just about admiring the form or texture. It's about becoming part of the experience. It's about engagement. And there's something incredibly human about that. Something that speaks to our innate desire to explore, to feel, to play, even as adults. There's a quiet magic in wood. It's warm, familiar, full of life. Unlike metal or plastic, it carries the essence of nature. The grain patterns feel like fingerprints. The scent, subtle but earthy, reminds you of forests and time. So when you bring interactivity into that medium, when you add motion, sound, or tactile response, you elevate it. You turn something beautiful into something memorable, something alive. Some interactive wooden art pieces are kinetic. They move in response to touch, wind, or light. Think of a wall installation where each wooden tile flips or turns when you wave your hand in front of it, revealing a different shade or carving underneath. Or panels that shift with sound vibrations, creating ripples across the surface as music plays nearby. These aren't just visual pieces, they're sensory experiences. They change. They react. They remind us that art doesn't have to be static, it can breathe with the space. Others are tactile, inviting hands-on exploration. Like wooden puzzle sculptures, complex, hand-carved forms made of interlocking pieces. At first glance, they're intricate, geometric art objects. But then you realize you can twist them, pull them apart, reassemble them in new shapes. It's meditative, satisfying, and deeply engaging. Or think of wall-mounted panels with tracks carved into them, allowing marbles or balls to roll through labyrinths and spirals. It's part game, part sculpture, part hypnotic movement. There's also a growing trend of modular wooden installations, pieces that can be reconfigured by the user. A grid of wooden blocks that slide back and forth, changing the topography of a surface. Or pegboard-inspired art walls where wooden pegs of different lengths and finishes can be rearranged to form patterns, images, or messages. The beauty lies not just in the material but in the invitation. Come play, come design, come create something new. It's art that evolves. Art that listens. Some interactive wooden art uses sound. A xylophone staircase made entirely from polished wood, where each step plays a note. Or a sculpture with tuned wooden chimes that react to movement or light. The acoustic properties of wood give it a soft, organic tone. Never harsh, never synthetic. It's a sound that feels human. And when you add the element of control, when someone can walk by and trigger notes or harmonics, you turn the environment into a musical instrument. Suddenly, space becomes performance. There are even wooden installations that use digital technology, subtly embedded. A wooden wall with touch-sensitive zones, where pressing a carved symbol triggers a light or a projection. Or sensors hidden beneath the surface that respond to proximity or gesture. It's the meeting point of analog and digital, where craftsmanship and code combine to create something magical. But the genius is that the wood still leads. The technology is hidden, quiet, invisible. What you see is a beautifully crafted object. What you experience is wonder. Then there's the emotional interaction. Some wooden artworks are designed to change based on your choices. A wooden sculpture that records your touch and leaves a pattern of fingerprints over time. A display that changes color or arrangement based on how long you engage with it. These pieces build a relationship with the viewer. They remember. They respond. They grow. And of course, there are public art installations that bring people together. Giant wooden pinboards where individuals place pegs to create shared messages or patterns. Wooden swings or levers that require 2 or more people to activate a mechanism. These aren't just interactive, they're communal. They transform strangers into collaborators. Art becomes a social tool, a bridge between people. In homes, interactive wooden art adds a personal, evolving dimension to interior design. Imagine a coffee table made of shifting wooden panels, where sections slide open to reveal hidden compartments or change the shape of the surface. Or a wall sculpture in a child's room that doubles as a learning tool, with rotating blocks that reveal letters, numbers, or illustrations. Even a mirror surrounded by hand-carved wooden pieces that rotate like clock gears. These pieces blend functionality with artistry, decoration with engagement. Artists working in this space often blur the line between art and engineering. They're not just woodworkers or sculptors. They're inventors, thinkers, storytellers. Every joint, every curve, every gear is thought out with care. Many spend months prototyping, testing how the piece will move, feel, sound. Some use traditional joinery techniques passed down through generations. Others bring in CNC cutting, laser engraving, or 3D modeling to bring their vision to life. But at the core, it's always about the experience, the moment when someone touches the wood and feels something unexpected. What makes interactive wooden art so powerful is that it slows us down. In a world where we scroll, swipe, and tap through everything, these pieces invite us to pause, to explore, to use our hands and minds. They reconnect us with material and moment, and that's increasingly rare. There's also something therapeutic about it, the feel of wood under your fingertips, the smoothness of a sanded surface, the satisfying click of interlocking pieces, the quiet creak of movement. Engaging with these artworks can be calming, like a wooden version of a fidget toy, but more intentional, more beautiful, more grounding. It's a sensory experience that reconnects us to ourselves. And the best part? There's no wrong way to engage. You don't need an art degree. You don't need to know the history or the symbolism. All you need is curiosity, a willingness to explore. Interactive wooden art removes the barrier between the viewer and the piece. You're not just observing, you're part of it. You become the final piece of the puzzle, the last brushstroke. From small tabletop sculptures to massive installations in parks or galleries, interactive wooden art continues to evolve. It pushes boundaries. It asks, what if art didn't just sit on a wall? What if it asked you a question? What if it moved when you laughed, or changed when you touched it, or played a song when you danced nearby? These aren't just objects. They're invitations. They say, come closer. See what happens. And in that moment, you're no longer just a spectator. You're a participant, a collaborator, part of the story. So whether it's a playful puzzle box on a shelf, a large-scale kinetic wall piece in a museum, or a handcrafted interactive sculpture in your own home, remember, wood, in all its warmth and honesty, has the power to engage not just the eye, but the whole body. And when it does, the art becomes something much more. It becomes an experience you carry with you. Interactive wooden art is more than just a visual experience. It's a conversation between the piece, the space, and the person engaging with it. It asks us to stop, to notice, to touch. To explore not only the look of something but how it feels beneath our fingertips, how it moves, how it reacts. And in that interaction, something meaningful happens. The art becomes a moment, a memory, a quiet pause in the middle of everything else. There's something deeply grounding about the material itself. Wood carries a certain honesty. It's organic, imperfect, full of grain lines and growth rings that tell a story older than we are. And when you pair that timeless material with movement, with function, with interaction, the result is something far more than just decoration. It's a sensory experience. It's art that lives, breathes, and responds. Maybe it's a kinetic sculpture that shifts as you walk past. Maybe it's a puzzle-like piece you can reconfigure based on mood or light or season. Maybe it's modular wall art that invites rearrangement, a living design that evolves with time. Whatever the form, interactive wooden art turns a passive observer into an active participant. It says, come closer. Feel this. Change this. Be part of this. And that's a powerful thing in a world where so much art is placed behind glass or left untouched. Interactive wooden art breaks that barrier. It welcomes you in. It connects your hands to the material, and through that, your mind to the moment. It reminds us that art isn't just something to look at, it's something to experience, to be with. In a home, it brings warmth and texture that's never static. It moves with your life. The light shifts, your mood changes, your arrangement of it evolves. That simple act of turning, sliding, adjusting becomes meditative, personal. In a gallery or public space, it invites curiosity. People don't just pass by, they engage. They lean in, they explore, they react. It invites connection not just between person and piece, but between people themselves. It also speaks to something primal, our deep-rooted relationship with wood. For centuries we've built with it, carved it, held it in our hands. Interactive wooden art taps into that. It doesn't try to mask the material with gloss or glamour. It lets it speak, through texture, weight, movement. It honors the grain, the knots, the rough edges. It embraces imperfection as part of the beauty. And perhaps that's what makes it so timeless. Because no matter how far technology takes us, there's something irreplaceable about the feel of real wood. About engaging with a piece that was crafted with hands, shaped with care, designed to move and respond. That's not just art, it's experience. It's presence. So as we move through fast, digital lives, surrounded by plastic, pixels, and automation, interactive wooden art offers something real. It brings us back to the tactile, to the tangible, to the quiet satisfaction of touching, turning, shifting. It slows us down, grounds us, invites us to notice. And in the end, that's what makes it unforgettable. It's not just a piece on a wall, it's a living object. A daily interaction. A sensory connection. A story you don't just look at but take part in. That's the true magic of interactive wooden art. It doesn't just fill space. It transforms it. It invites you in, holds your attention, and leaves you with something far more lasting than just a visual impression. It leaves you with a feeling.